Hey, Sister Mona, this is Jeremy from the Ethosan Museum in Galaxy City. I'm in the Blue Dunes Dragon exhibit. It's closed, but as the museum's founder, they let me stay after closing to create this special video transmission to you, using my dark mirror selfie sphere.
Greetings, Brother Jeremy. We miss you. The new phone and dark mirror selfie sphere were hand-delivered by a courier who braved the slot canyons to the Blue Dunes Monastery. When I opened your gift, I laughed for the first time in a long time. I was thinking Jeremy knows the Blue Dunes is a dead zone and electronics, star cars, or even dark mirrors are not functional in this region. I sat down in my bedroom and read your beautiful handwritten letter that accompanied it. Your claim it works in the Blue Dunes made me roll my eyes in disbelief. Your claim it charges the phone in seconds by holding it up to the phone was stunning. Then I followed your instructions. The phone, almost discharged, went to a full charge in seconds. The dark mirror sphere automatically paired with the phone. The beautiful silver chain with spherical locket that you said was a sacred metal called, well, I cannot pronounce its name, was breathtaking. I will treasure it always. You said that only the most special people in your heart receive one, and as spiritual soulmates in the grand creator, that meant more than you know.
That makes my heart sing, Sister Mona. Besides using it now, have you seen Mom?
I must say, Brother Jeremy, I was stunned. This sacred dark mirror pierces the dead zone, and yes, following your detailed instructions, it opened and I walked through it to Paradiso, and your mother greeted me as if she knew that I was going to visit her. The veil of doubt lifted, and as much of a believer that I was sure that I was, the truth has set me free.
Goosebumps. That is so awesome to hear. How is Mom doing?
She can't wait to see you. When I hugged her, the realization that she was flesh and blood, that she was real, left me tingling with goosebumps and tears. Paradiso is real. I always knew that, but to confess to my brother, well, not really. One night, in a moment of doubt, I comforted myself with the thought that when I passed on, I would never really know that none of that was real. Now I know that it is. Sister Clara whispered to me that this dark mirror is more precious than anything in this multiverse because it was mined in another multiverse and brought across the void by Pentillions a long time ago. I know you said that your dad received a few of these from an ancient Pentillion who brought these across the void billions of years ago and permitted you to gift a few to those closest to you. I know you hoped I would share it with your extended family and God here in the Blue Dunes Monastery, and that will be one of my missions. The beauty is that it works in this universe, and most dark mirrors do not work in the sacred dead zone of the Blue Dunes. This is the only phone that exists in this monastery.
You have no more excuses not to get the grand tour of the Ethosan Museum in Galaxy City and visit my dad's church to hear one of his sermons. I'll take you to the new Galaxy City Opera House and introduce you to my new best friend, Jimmy Foster.
Your mother told me all about Jimmy. After meeting him and hearing about the incident with your father, she said you were the first man to ever impress him. Trained in the martial arts and known by his peers as an unstoppable fighting machine, Douglas Foster has never been physically subdued until you came along. Jimmy's mother Clara told me that when she heard how you made him beg to release him, that instead of despising you, he now idolizes you. Even though you're leaving the monastery and entering the Galaxy Alliance's military has caused much controversy here, God has empowered you to save a young man who has endured a childhood of physical and psychological abuse by a ruthless military father. As you once said, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, and Douglas thought he was going to mold poor Jimmy in his image and likeness. Little does he know that you will turn Jimmy's life around and become the brother, friend, dad, and mentor that he never had. Clara said her son worships and loves you, Brother Jeremy. God has given you a magnificent blessing to transform a young life.
Thank you, Sister Mona, for the uplifting admonishment. Mom told me that she adores Jimmy.
You are most welcome. Now, tell me about that magnificent Blue Dunes dragon statue. It looks like it was carved from pure Blue Dunes jade. That slab of jade it is resting on, is that also pure Blue Dunes jade? The most precious stone on the planet Ethosa?
Yes, Sister Mona. Both the statue and the slab are solid Blue Dunes jade, cut from the same remote vein where the sands shimmer blue under starlight. It's the only known jade of this hue and purity on Ethosa, and we believe the statue was sculpted by the same artisan monks who once lived right there in the monastery before it was buried. When the sands shifted decades ago, this dragon was unearthed just meters beneath the surface, perfectly preserved. Archaeologists estimate it's older than any recorded civilization on Ethosa, possibly even pre-Ethosan. We had it tested at the Central Planetary Dating Lab. The results stunned us. It predates the founding of the Galaxy Alliance by hundreds of thousands of years. It may even predate the arrival of the Pentillians.
I can feel its age. The spirit speaks in silence, and this statue radiates a presence, serene yet unyielding. That pattern on its scales, it reminds me of the temple mosaics we found during last year's excavation. It's as though the entire monastery was once guarded by this creature, or perhaps its image.
You're exactly right. Some believe the Blue Dunes dragon was never meant to be a statue at all, but a symbol of living memory. The monks may have used it as a spiritual focal point, a manifestation of divine strength, eternal vigilance, and inner peace. And if you look closely at the eyes, Sister Mona.
They're not carved, are they? They're embedded gems.
Yes, 2 crystalline orbs mined from a layer of obscurium-274 ore infused with traces of celestial carbon, the same composition as what we now know to power gravity platforms and even dark mirror cores. Which means this dragon isn't just symbolic. It might be functional.
Functional? You don't mean?
Not alive, of course, but perhaps it served as a spiritual amplifier, a transmitter of sorts tuned to the minds and souls of the faithful. When placed in meditation chambers, ancient monks may have used this artifact to deepen their connection to the Creator, perhaps even receive visions or guidance.
That explains the surge I felt while looking at it through the screen. My heart skipped when I first saw it. It looks like a picture a monk drew describing his sighting of legendary dragons deep within the slot canyons surrounding the Blue Dunes. The monk is an artist and creates photorealistic art. When I laid eyes on that dragon, it made the back of my neck tingle. There's a divine frequency pulsing through its shape. This isn't just carved stone, it's sacred geometry.
Yes, I've heard of the rumors too. And its spiral posture, tail coiled like infinity, head poised like a question, may signify the eternal cycle of awakening. The wings remain folded, not to suggest weakness, but reverence. The Blue Dunes dragon watches. It does not flee.
Nor does it strike unless provoked. What strikes me is that this dragon, like the dragons of the planet Dragos, is like a flying snake. The monk who reported the sighting said it landed, retracted its wings, and became like a massive snake moving quickly from a slot canyon and swiftly tunneled into the Blue Dune sands. The monks who trained me spoke of an ancient Ethosan parable, when the winds scream through the canyons and the blue sands whisper beneath your feet. Listen for the breath of the dragon who remembers the silence.
That's inscribed on the underside of the jade slab. You couldn't have known.
Or maybe I did. In my dreams. When I'm asleep, I feel a presence, open my eyes, and this massive dragon has entered my open window and is watching me from the foot of my bed. I feel frozen, and I cannot move. I must fall back to sleep because when I open my eyes, it's morning. The dragon never disturbed anything. But one morning, the vase on the nightstand near the window had fallen. Then I knew these were not dreams.
Wow, the fact that it did not harm you speaks volumes. The museum acquired the statue from a distant collector who found it during a trek near your monastery. He refused to sell it for years, kept it hidden, called it his blue miracle. Only after a quiet spiritual transformation did he agree to donate it to the Ethosan Museum. He visits it weekly, and when I see flowers next to it, I know he has paid it homage. He said, "The dragon was never mine. It belongs where the universe remembers.
Galaxy City, where the threads of old and new are woven into revelation. Jeremy, you've turned this museum into a cathedral of truth. You've done more for the preservation of Ethosan faith than any priest or prophet.
Thank you, Sister Mona. But I'm just following the trail left by those before me, like you and my mother.
Then your steps are steady. The Creator walks with you.
We recently scanned the statue with harmonic resonance sensors. There's a cavity inside, shaped like a spiral sphere. We believe something is sealed within it, but we're not forcing it open. Not yet.
You mean, you think there's a relic inside?
We do. Possibly a heartstone or a seed crystal, some artifact of ancient power or purpose. But as you taught me, some truths must be invited, not extracted.
Wisdom. If it wants to be opened, it will open itself in time.
Exactly. I was hoping that when you visit, yes, when, not if, you could stand before it and pray. Maybe your presence, your resonance, could awaken whatever sleeps within.
It would be my honor. I sense that this dragon remembers the monastery, and it may remember me.
The blue dunes aren't finished speaking, and neither is our past.
You're right. The dragon is only the beginning.
Next time we speak, I'll show you the Night Petal Bloom exhibit. It's built entirely around your teachings. Your journals became the blueprint.
Then I shall prepare a blessing for the exhibit. And for Jimmy. I feel the Creator has marked his life for something wondrous.
He's been asking about you.
Then tell him I pray for him daily, and that one day, when he is ready, he too will walk through a mirror into truth.
He's almost there. I can feel it.
As can I. Until we meet again in person, either in Galaxy City or Paradiso, walk in truth, Brother Jeremy.
And you in peace, Sister Mona. May the blue dunes keep you safe.
And may the dragon watch over you until it flies again.